Hi guys, and welcome back to the Iron Personal Training YouTube channel. We're back with block 3 of our off-season training, and we're doing some bench pressing today. So we've got 140 kilos. We're aiming for 3 sets of 8 was the target before we started. So we're setting up now. As you can see, nice big arch, trying to get ourselves nice and locked in. We're going to come out, chest up nice and high, everything locked in as we bring the bar down. Slight pause on the chest, not quite a comp pause, but not quite a touch and go as well. And as you can see, the first few reps are moving very nicely. We're halfway through already and things are moving well. I was very happy with how they started to feel. We did get 8 reps on this set, as you'll see, and then we dropped to 2 sets of 7, so keeping that volume high with the bench press at the moment. And again, just trying to build that strength and build a bit of muscle back at the same time as well. With that in mind, we go on to our second movement, which is an incline dumbbell press. We're doing 2 sets of maximal reps at 30 kilos at the moment. Again, just trying to build some muscle in the pecs, as after peaking you obviously lose a little bit of muscle mass because you've not been training those areas as much, as we said in earlier videos. And again, as you can see, everything's just moving really nicely. I think we got about 25 reps out, something along those lines. Again, when you're doing these, I try not to count the reps while I'm doing them, because with the reps you're not hitting, the amount of reps you're hitting actually isn't important. We're just trying to go to failure, so we're going to get those muscles to grow, and we're going to hit the stimulus in those muscles that they need to be able to grow. Obviously, incline, I find powerlifting is a part of the chest that's often pretty much overlooked, so it's good to get them in. We then came on to some seal rows, 70 kilos. We did 3 sets of 10 of these. As you can see, they're quite easy to start with. And then what we did is, after the 3 sets, we did a 4th set where we dropped to 60 and just did as many reps as we possibly could. We then went on to some lat pull downs, doing reverse grip for sets of a minute. So we're still trying to build up that work capacity back up in our lats, which obviously has a great crossover to bench, where lats are used a lot, but also deadlifts as well, and squats, where having active lats and lats that don't fatigue quickly are very helpful, especially when you're trying to do higher reps and build that strength back up. And obviously, as we've said in many videos where we're talking about this, having big lats is a big back, is really important to benching. It's one of the most important things you're doing. You're basically building your launch pad for the bench. So the bigger and stronger it is, the more likely you are to be able to press heavier weights while you're doing it as well. And again, crossing over to the deadlift, if you've got a nice strong upper back, you're going to be able to get everything locked in. It's going to help get your chest through and your shoulders back when it comes to that deadlift lockout, as well as setting up and getting all of the slack out of the bar as well. So yes, very happy with how this session has gone so far. Really happy with how we hit the bench. Then come on to some more back work, where we're doing it's one of my favourite back exercises, which is some seated dumbbell cleans, really working inner part of the back. Again, once you've got your chest nice and high when you're doing a bench, it's that part you should feel where the shoulder blades are trying to pinch together. You're working that kind of area, which again is an area that it's really easy to overlook and to miss. So if you've not done these before, I would recommend putting them in. They're quite fun. Can have a little bit of a swing to build that little bit of momentum as well. We then came on to some JM presses. We did sets of 10 to 15 at 40 kilos. This was a bit too light, really, on reflection. So when I did my next sets, we jumped quite big. So we did 50 kilos and then 60 kilos on the next sets. But JM presses, I really find them one of the best ways to train your triceps, especially if you have a problem locking out your bench. Putting JM presses into your program can be really a handy thing to do, just to help you lock that bench out, get everything out of it as possible, and not to have weak triceps as well. I find that compared to, say, like a skull crusher, it has more of a direct crossover to the bench. In the same way that doing like a close grip bench or like a tricep rollback or a tape press or something along those lines, you're actually training the moving patterns that are going to work while you're benching, or training the tricep to lock out in a way that it would while you were bench pressing as well, so you get a better crossover while you're doing it, basically. So yeah, I would definitely recommend putting them in. Like I said, I think this weight was a bit light and we did a bit too many reps. We then come on to some hammer curls of 5 kilos, so nice and light, doing sets of a minute. And again, for anybody who's watched my YouTube channel for a while, you'll know when I started to do a low bar and I was benching heavy, I had a lot of problem with bicep tendonitis in the bottom part of my bicep. So what we're doing here is we're doing an exercise that basically forces blood into that area, so it's keeping the tendons nice and strong. It's making that if there's any inflammation up there, it's going to be able to get easier to get rid of it. So we're not going to feel those same kind of tendonitis issues that we've had before, which is going to allow me to squat much better, press much better, and overall just feeling in a much more comfortable place while I'm training. And again, that's just what we're trying to focus on, making training as easy and as, you know, we're trying to remove any barriers that might appear in our training. So doing something like this, it might seem like a pointless thing to do because of how light the weight is, but we're really building up that protection and that like prehab work into the workout. But that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching.